You're supposed to call me boss. You're supposed to call me boss.
Thank God it's Friday on YourView. Welcome to the show. I am Obiajulu Olabisi Ugbo, and with me are the ladies. How you doing? Nima Akashat Zubiri.
It is me, Tammy.
Yes, it is.
Oh, really?
Yes, it is.
We're finishing our midterm.
Oh, wow. Yours was
Thank
fast.
God for you, but thank God now. I need to see my daughter.
Oh, wow.
Boss, I can't wait. And she called me yesterday, Mom, because I don't be late. I want you to be the first parent.
I need to keep to that promise.
Of course.
I trust that.
You don't know me.
Nima is a mommy.
We come to children, mommy things.
Yeah.
Seriously,
As your
100% priority.
Yeah.
Maybe that thing can take care of itself.
Amazing. How you doing, Miriam?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing amazing.
Published author Miriam Lunge.
Okay, thank you. Mother, wife, and friend.
And every other
Don't
day.
take my title.
So yesterday, I had a lovely evening. I went for book reading. It was an evening with Nike. So Nike Art Gallery, the beautiful, legendary Mama Nike. So Mrs. Kofo Adeleke wrote a book, her biography, Nike. So just about her life and everything. So I was there. It was lovely. But what was really eye-opening for me was that the adire we wear, those symbols are not just designs that look beautiful. They are ways of communicating.
Oh, wow.
To explain that the circle we see, that means money. The X means like junctions or crossroads.
It's only circle I'm going to be wearing.
I like that. I mean, every woman there said that, please get me the circles. You know, it was really enjoyable. I had a good time.
Oh, amazing. Yeah. So we have Amaka.
Drum roll.
In the building as a guest co-host for today. How you doing, Amaka? Tell us about yourself.
I'm fine, thank you. So I'm Amaka Orakwe. I'm a lawyer, an entrepreneur. I actually major in oil and gas law, legislative drafting, real estate, and of course, entertainment.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and I own a brand called Eyanga Lagos, everything Shakara.
That's me.
I got to cover, and I'm super excited to be here, to air and share my views with this beautiful and intelligent women. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
We're glad that you're here. So what's your weekend like? What are the plans?
This is Lagos now. Let's get the enjoyment.
You're a party girl too.
Yeah, so I'm on both sides, extremes. Like most times I like to be by myself and have a quiet time, but the other times you have to build a social network.
It's a time for introverts who present like extroverts. And when they give all the features, just perfectly fits me, but I think you're like that too. So
you can play both sides.
I can be cool by myself.
Yeah.
People don't know that.
So the weekend, the weekend has started. The kids came back home for midterm yesterday. They're going to be having 1 full week. I'm happy nobody's going to be waking up very early. I love my kids to sleep really well. And now we are going to have to double up on the shopping because they're home and they will be eating. And the prices are not funny. I'm also having an event. I'm going to be speaking at an event on Sunday, helping a group of women who are having their yearly meeting to plan, goal setting, vision boarding, just helping them to get started to be able to achieve this year. That's what my weekend is going to be like. And I rested well this week. You people gave me plenty of rest this week.
Welcome.
Next week, don't try.
Take you back.
Okay. Oh, that's true.
Don't try next week. All right, let's go on a short break. When we come back, we'll take the newspaper reviews. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. YourView will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're going to be starting the newspaper review with The Nation. Major headline: President knocks palm sex for slowing down governance. Tinubu demands monthly key performance indicators. No to acceptable delays. Ighodalo wins Edo PDP tickets. Shaibu at parallel Congress. Cooking gas exports may end to cut price. Priority shifts to domestic use. Fax monthly cash hits 2.07 trillion. Akeredolu takes final bow in Owo today. Lagos Ogun Customs unveil food and other palliatives. Police begin joint patrol on Lagos-Ibadan Road. Makinde attacks Akpabio. What stories do we have in The Nation?
We start with the major headlines. The president had a meeting with all the top cadre of the civil service yesterday, especially with the PAMSEX, the head of civil service, the Auditor General, the Accountant General of the Federation, the Auditor General of the Federation, and all the federal PAMSEX of all the ministries. And of course, it was an audit of their performance. He said that deliberately slowing down the performance of this government. He queried with facts. He queried why some of the policies, the people-oriented programs that were flagged off under his administration were not being carried out till now. One of them is the 25,000 wage award to workers at the presidential compressed natural gas initiative, the provision of single-digit loan of 1 billion to 75 enterprise, 50,000 grants each for 1,300 nano businesses, 75 billion for 100,000 businesses and startups, and the investment of 100 billion in gas-powered buses for mass transit. Plenty programs that were flagged up. And we had commended him when these programs were announced, and the civil service just finished it and went business as usual. You know that people go walk the walk.
Exactly.
True.
Yeah, particularly hate the fact that he was forced to get here. They went in, they didn't do their work, and he said that even if there was any impediment or any difficulty or challenges they faced, it's the proper thing for a working mind is to offer suggestions on alternatives to carry out this. Not that you just take the instructions, go back and say, what that government make, make civil service, will you go and join NLC? And,
no, it doesn't make
this
sense.
is so embarrassing, and I'm very proud of the president for calling them what it is.
Good.
I hope that
So I have food crisis. Lagos Ogun Customs unveil palliatives. Because of time, I'll just take a few, but especially Lagos have like a whole lot of things that they're planning to do towards this food crisis that we're having right now. So the governor says a flexible work plan for civil servants will be introduced. He said that also first of all, there's going to be a bipartisan advisory team. The governor himself will be on it. Then State Secretary of the PDP, LP, NGE, that's the Nigerian Guild Editors, NLC, representatives of House of Assembly will all be on this team. That's to make sure that these palliatives would get to those that they're really meant for. Yeah. And he talked about civil servants getting flexible work hours. Some will work from level, from level 14 and above, they'll work 4 times a week, and all those below will work 3 times a week. He says teachers will work 5 days a week because of what the sector is like, as you understand, but that they will get support for transport. Talked about 100 trailer loads of rice that will be coming into the state from the north for distribution, and this distribution will cover about 300,000 households, and many more, things on that schedule. Ogun State as well is saying they have purchased 100 truckload of rice to be sold at cheaper rates. It says they'll be sold at the rate before the price hike, and also elderly. And the elderly would get special treatment. I think they would not pay fully pay for those for the rice themselves. Then we have customs as well. Customs have said that they will begin sales of rice and other food items to the public in Lagos and other parts of the country. In fact, they started what they call like a pilot, yesterday in Yaba. They sold 25 kg of rice to 10,000 vulnerable Nigerians. There's just so many more. So it would be good for us to look at the papers because there'll be hospital, there insurance that'll be given to the vulnerable in Lagos State, in Ogun State. There's soup kitchens that will be available, just so many things. And I hope that this works out because it will really go a long way in helping the vulnerable.
Implemented well, yeah. Amaka?
And then I have Akere Odolu takes final bow in Owo today. You know, this really resonates with me because he's a lawyer. He was the former Nigerian Bar Association president. And as we all know, he passed in December. So finally, they are doing the burial. We all know he went through a long struggle with his ailments. You know, it was a difficult time and then with the whole thing that came up in his state, whether he was an absent governor and everything. But, you know, ill health can happen to anybody. And I just expected people to be more sensitive about that. And then also, so the funeral is going to happen today in his town in Owo, Imola. Owo. And yes, Owo. And a lot of Nigerians and prominent Nigerians are going to turn out. And yesterday, they had the service of songs, and the family said they felt consoled because of the tributes that was read out. That they really felt consoled because he reaffirmed to them how people viewed him and that he lived a life of impact. Wow. And that really mattered to them, and that really consoled them. So may he rest in peace.
Yeah, amen. So I have operatives of Enugu Zonal Command of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, the Police and Nigerian Customs Service, NCS, arrested 115 suspected currency racketeers in the state. You know, they've been going around now and fishing them out. They said the suspects comprised of 113 male and 2 female, and they were apprehended on Wednesday, February 21, during a sting operation at Owerri Road in Ogui area of the state. They also said that they got credible intelligence about the matter that some bureau de change operators and some street hawkers were involved in illegal foreign exchange market and other environments. So they recovered some items from them, which I want to mention here. So 110,700,000 naira, $8,368,000. 145 pounds, 2,725 euro, 900 South African rand, 32,000 sefa, 100 Turkiya and 500 Bank of Mozambique currencies in different denominations. They also found a safe that was abandoned by one of the street hawkers, which was also recovered. And when they started the investigation, they found that some of the suspects were foreigners from Niger Republic. So I'm wondering what will happen to the money that they have just, gathered. Yeah. So let's move on now to the Punch. Governors tackle Akpabio, deny receiving federal government 1 trillion lifeline. NGF says 1 trillion windfall untrue. Lagos, Osun, Benue, Katsina, Zamfara deny receiving 30 billion each. Food truck looted in Niger. Police warn against Ekiti rally. Lagos, Ogun rollout relief. Tinubu appoints AMCON CEO agencies, get 13 directors. Ekpo, Agali urge fans to watch beautiful football. That's Punch novelty match. Igodalo emerges PDP candidate. Shaibu wins parallel primary. Military, police, NEMA conduct search, rescue drill in rivers. Federal government plans cooking gas export ban to crash price. Ibadan Disco disconnects UCH over 500 million debts. Manufacturing, others suffer as GDP slows to 3-year low.
I will start with the Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company. According to the first few lines, it says they have disconnected the power supply to the University College Hospital in Ibadan, Oyo State, over a 500 million naira debt. And my heart caught, like, that's a hospital, please, let's see how we can do this. The chief medical director of the hospital confirmed that Thursday the hospital was disconnected by the electricity distribution company, but also declined to disclose the reason why. Meanwhile, IBDC says, yes, so light was disconnected. They confirm it. And yes, they owe them 500 million naira. And yes, they have been trying to contact them they've written to them 4 times, trying to sit with them to come up with a way that they can pay the debt if they have to spread it. But they would never disconnect them just like that, based on that debt. But there's a technical issue that happened, and that is why. But all these issues are on ground. So
The gbese is on ground.
yes, but you know, we had to start with disconnect over 500 million naira.
Yeah,
that was not the
case.
reason, but it exists.
So Abuja Disco that started it.
Yes. So let's take a short break. When we come back, the newspaper reviews continue. Stay with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help welcome to the show, La General, the one and only Pere Egbe. Which of the following is false about teeth? We are born with 20 primary teeth. Teeth are the hardest substance in the body. Teeth are the strongest bones in the body.
Teeth is not a bone, actually.
Teeth can
Strongest
self-repair.
bone. The strongest bone in the body. No, teeth is not a bone.
Final answer.
Teeth is not a bone. You know what came to my head now? That sound. Crickets.
So, editor, you can put that cricket sound there. Very just, you can still put it down too.
When was the first Gulda ultimate search? Editor?
Don't put any cricket sound. I'm talking. Okay, Pere. How many times has Ghana qualified for the World Cup?
5 times. Hey, you can't do that now.
That's what it is.
Wait. Calm down. Why are you like this?
This is your team.
Small play
they,
now.
they will not
Somebody
be
cannot play with you again.
They will not be impressed though. The team that you're supporting and
Ghana will be alright.
Yeah, last.
Charlie? Cheers, Charlie.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the grand comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Gbenga Adeyinka the First. OJ right here, 7 of 7, like you already know.
Gbenga right here.
Welcome back. So we're still taking the stories and the punch. Nima?
So small drama is brewing in Benin, in Edo State. According to the Punch, the former chairman of the Sterling Bank, Aswe Ighodalo, has emerged as the PDP flag runner for the Edo governorship elections. And the former vice deputy governor also took part in these primaries that, Aswe did, but he felt cheated.
Oh, wow.
So Aswe had 577 votes, even though they had about 11 other candidates. He was straight. According to the deputy governor, this was just staged.
Oh, wow.
So he went on and had his own parallel primaries where he now won with 300 votes. And the supporters who voted at that primaries were saying that they wanted to take part in the initial
first one, yeah.
but they were not allowed in, locked out. And so they supported him to have a parallel one.
But this parallel one, is it allowed in the constitution?
It's inter-party matters. So it is only if they cannot clear inter-party matters. Those are pre-elections issues. Apart for parties to finish. I just see litigation cooking. As in one win she's sitting somewhere and
Cooking the big pot.
Cooking the big pot of trouble.
Yeah, Amaka, do you have a story in the punch?
Yes, I do. A lot is happening on the waterways, especially in Rivers State, as the Nigerian Navy, in collaboration with other security agencies like the military, police, conducted a search and rescue drill in Rivers State to train personnel on waterways management. The event was actually represented by the deputy of the governor, Ngozi Udo, and Sims Fubara, says and believes that the collaboration among the security agencies is necessary to enhance the effective management of the waterway system, especially in times of emergencies. We all know what's going on in terms of bunkering and stuff. So having that response, that collaboration is amazing.
So I have an entertainment story here. They say experts are calling on stakeholders on the country's creative space to embrace collaboration and innovation for the growth of the sector. This call was made in Lagos during the recent Tech Fest. They said they had a lot of industry leaders and they were discussing the challenges and opportunities in the Nigerian creative economy. And they had a panel consisting of the chief executive officers of Chocolate City Music, Abuchi Ugu, and a whole host of stakeholders. I don't want to mention all their names because of time. And what they were really emphasizing on was the very important role of partnerships and collaboration, so that we can, how we all in the entertainment space do our things in little blocks. Now, if we can pull those resources together and work together, we would achieve, bigger things in that creative space. And that was basically what the call was about. So now let's move on to the Daily Sun. Major headline: 30 billion to governors. You lied, Makinde tells Akpabio. Senate passes Southeast Development Commission bill. Kills 65-year retirement age bill for NAS workers. Hardship: stop clamor for cool military ones. CDS vows armed forces will protect democracy. Obi faults manner of Abure's arrest. Igodalo wins PDP primary. Deputy Governor Shaibu wins parallel exercise. ISWAP running parallel government with me. Niger local government chair. Enugu government raises the alarm over fake title documents, building approvals, illegal structures. Sanwo-Olu unveils economic plans to ease pain in Lagos. Announces 25% slash in transport fares, reduced working days, food palliatives to 300,000 households. How to end hardship by Afenifere. Pleads with Labour, public against protest, stop free float of Naira. Insecurity. Wike RSA Igali suggests solutions. Police in Lagos, Ogun begin joint patrol on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. What stories do we have in the Sun?
So I have the Chief of Defense Staff who is addressing those, General Christopher Musafa. General Christopher Musa.
Okay, no Mustafa.
I'm really tired. He was addressing those who were clamoring for a coup to happen to take over from the democratically elected government due to this hardship and all the protests that they are having. And I like what he said. He says, we want to make it clear that the armed forces of Nigeria is here to protect democracy.
Thank you.
We all want democracy. We do better during democracy. It's talking about the military now. So we do better during democracy. And so the armed forces will continue to support democracy. And he called all those that are calling for military takeover, called them adversaries. He said that instead of that, everybody should rally behind this government to resolve present circumstance. He said there's no country in the world that has it 100%. Everybody is going through their own. And the Bible says, everybody is dealing with their own. The countries that you're envying also are dealing with theirs. He says that it is when we go through difficulties that we come out better, stronger. And we truly appreciate what we build. What we are building as a nation. So
nobody should call for military. I beg you.
People have been
loosely. People who didn't experience
do they even understand what it means?
Do they even understand?
I saw a bit of that. It was not funny. Please.
So I'm happy that he did this to a firm stand and spoke, because people would think that the military is just your mercenary come and do dirty work.
Wow.
Please, they are pro-democracy. But I'm taking this story. It's the Enugu state government. It has raised alarm over what it described as proliferation of fake land title documents, forged building approvals, and illegal structures across the metropolis, vowing to bring perpetrators to book and ensure they did not profit from crooked actions. So the government is saying that they're going to go ahead and announce withdrawals of all forged and fraudulently obtained building approvals. They'll stop all structures that did not get government permits, and also assuring genuine investors in the state that the present administration will continue to create the right environment for their business. Then you also have the executive chairman of the Enugu Capital Territory Development Authority, ECTDA, Honorable Uche Anya. So during the press conference, he said that what he described as like a deliberate, sabotaging of government processes to get the right papers. There's some people that are just deliberately doing that, and the government needs to be involved in making sure that they fish these people out. He says many of the structures also that are being raised here and there pose serious risk to the residents and citizens of Enugu State. They said there are some bridges also that the way some of the structures that were built without permits is affecting the structure of some bridges that people ply up and down. So government needs to be involved in making sure that these people are fished out. And I think there was also showing some samples of this fake papers.
Documents.
And I'm just saying, Nigerians, why are we like this? Are we in a jungle?
Wicked.
Yes.
Do you have a story?
Yes, I do. And you can tell from my facial expression that I'm excited about this. So, Ibokwenu.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okwenu. So I'm just excited that Senate passes Southeast Development Commission bill.
Oh, wow.
This is, I like that. So this means that the SEDC is going to receive and manage allocations directly from the Federation account.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's amazing. So we can do a whole lot, we can develop the Southeast.
Yes.
Like, I'm super excited about this.
If we don't squander it,
we're not going to squander it.
Nigeria.
We're not going to squander it.
So don't be like NDDC.
We're not going to squander it. So a part of the bill reads, the commission, when established, shall, among other functions, conceive, plan and implement a set of rules and regulations to project programs like infrastructure, construction, including roads, constructions, health, education, employment, agriculture, industrialization, urban development, water supply, electricity, and telecommunications. This is a lot. I'm super excited because we are going home.
Congratulations. So the Yoruba Sociocultural and Political Organization, Afenifere, are expressing concern over the hardship being experienced by Nigerians, and they issued a statement by the National Publicity Secretary, Jare Ajayi, giving suggestions that would help, Nigerians to come out of what we are going through and get into the path of sound economic recovery. And they said the responsibility lies on the federal government, led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, along with the governors and extended to local governments as well. Then the second responsibility also lies with influential stakeholders, community leaders, opinion molders at various strata of the society, which also includes religious leaders. And they also mentioned that the labor unions have something to say. Now, I like the fact that they broke down what they expect them to do. So for the president, they are calling him to direct all government ministries, departments, and agencies to patronize only locally made items and services. For instance, these cars that they, bring in from other countries, they can patronize the people who are manufacturing cars here. That also gives them a sense of, belonging to the Nigerian culture, and everybody just takes a part that they can play. Then also that they can still import food just a bit, but make plans to ensure that we are producing what we need. So just to be able to cushion the effect if we don't have enough products to distribute and all of that. That's for the government on one side. So they broke it down on how everybody should play their parts. And I think they also mentioned the fact that the 774 local governments should be open. They should have food shelters there for people. They highlighted a lot of things which some governors are already beginning to do right now. I like the fact that they spotted the problem. They gave the solutions that they think would work if the president and the governors and the local government chairman listen to them, and that's a very good one. I think people should read it and just see all the details. So let's move now on to Vanguard. I think this will likely be the last paper for today. Insecurity, Catholic bishops okay state police. Hardship, we are working to tackle economic challenges, CBN begs Nigerians. We've taken Igodalu wins PDP ticket with 577 votes. Abure released after 12 hours in police custody. CDS warns against calls for coup over economic hardship. Federal government bans cooking gas exports to crash price. Okay, which stories do we have here?
The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Ekperikpe Ekpo, has disclosed that internal stakeholders in the gas sector that they'll stop exporting the commodity following this continuous hike in prices. The operators in the sector had met with him and said something had to be done. So he set up a committee in November, headed by the Chief Executive of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, Farouk Ahmed, to suggest solutions. And one of the solutions, of course, is that we should deal with local consumption first, or local demand first, before we continue with export. As we speak now, the price continued from 700 naira per kg has gone to up as high as 1,400 naira per kg. So you now buy a 12.5 kg cylinder for about 14,000, 15, and they're looking at it continuously going to 18,000.
Hey.
That's ridiculous. That's how I power my gen with, and it's no longer cheap.
Yeah.
So they're looking at shutting down the export and dealing with local demand. That's a big relief for me.
Yeah. So, Miriam?
I have Leno Adesonya writes the president over Mambila Power Project. So the promoter of Sunrise Power and Transmission Limited, Leno Adesonya, has written President Bola Tinubu and Nigerian leaders over the issues surrounding the Mambila hydropower project and his declaration as wanted person by EFCC. So he says that the allegations against him by the EFCC are pure lies, adding that he was ready to defend himself of all the allegations. He said, to date, the said charge has not been served on me nor Sunrise. However, to create leverage in the ongoing dispute, the federal government, acting through the EFCC, has now hurriedly declared me as a wanted person without any justification. I'm not a criminal or fugitive who is evading trial in Nigeria, and I shall return to Nigeria after the current dispute has been resolved. The unwarranted declaration by EFCC is totally unacceptable because we have not even been personally served with any criminal charge or formally notified of the pending charge to require my appearance or representation by the council. So, well, that's his view, or his own side of the story. As we know, EFCC also have their side. But there's always this about court cases with EFCC where we say we hope they get watertight cases so that things are not just thrown out. There's no project. Contracts have been given, but there's no project that we can see.
All right, thank you, ladies. That's all we can take on the newspaper review. When we come back, we move on to our hot topics. Stay with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Made Kuti in the view. It's still 7 of 7, and we've been doing a whole lot of protesting. The only thing that remains is just to carry placard.
It's about 5 of 7, to be honest. Because, ask your question. I have so much to speak about once we finish.
We will not give you the time because it's 7 of 7.
I will make the time now. He said he will not ask questions about science.
No.
Neuroplasticity.
And based on,
he asked a question that was subjective about high life, and he did not finalize his answer about a Kuti question where there are only 3 of us.
Editor, scratch this part out.
That could have possibly composed the music.
Editor, scratch this part out.
Stupidity is an act of ignorance.
Hey God, Made.
Was composed by which Kuti?
Femi Kuti.
Is that your final answer?
God, I'm Seun Kuti. No, wait, Femi Kuti.
You said
Femi Kuti. Wait.
You can't be allowed.
No, you've not asked me anything.
Everyone.
You've not asked me anything. So my final answer.
No. All I have to say is this show is really about drinking.
Yeah, that's the whole idea.
The questions don't matter.
That's the whole
Justice
idea.
is out the window.
We throw caution to
We
the
have
wind
no
right
morals here.
on the 7 of 7. This is 7 of 7. My name is OJ, and signing a sobriety into my hands tonight on this social experiment called the 7 of 7 is Owen What is the name? Or what was the name? You see, I won't make them better now.
Rock Heart.
No, of the goats. When they brought it on stage.
The name of that goat.
Yeah.
We should go there.
No, that one easy now.
I'm just drinking this so that I can ask him my own questions. It's not because of
Buga.
he didn't get it. You know, you know. Okay. Mention 10 female stand-up comedians in Nigeria. See, just mention their stage name. If you annoy me, you will mention their real names and the year they started. And if you annoy me further, you mention the names of their husbands and the names of their children. Try me now. Okay, mention their name.
No, let's just.
No, wait. No, don't. No. Name, real name, stage name, husband name, children name. 10 of them.
Even the 10. That's a lot.
Eh?
That's a lot.
Did I cut your question for you?
Yes.
When you were happy now. With your hunchback.
That was it.
You are wasting time. We don't have time. See, my brother, before we go on a commercial break, you are stubborn. And I told you since. The fact that you play this your hair does not mean. You understand? See this bad hair you are looking at. It's experience. I've suffered before you.
But I try now.
When you there during the military era of Abacha and Babangida, you know what happened?
I be Gen Z.
Thanks for staying with us. A lady left her boyfriend feeling dejected and probably heartbroken after she joined Nigerian singer Omah on stage for a raunchy dance that has got everyone talking online. And according to the reports, the couple had attended the concert in the UK to have a nice time, but things didn't go as planned for her man, as the lady is seen joining Omah on stage after he had invited her. They both went on to enjoy a steamy dance while her boyfriend watched helplessly with other concert goers. Why are you ladies laughing? Join the conversation and call us on 081-076-41679 or 090-2416-3440. Or you can tweet us at TVC Connect using the hashtag YourViewTVC. You ladies are very funny. Why are you laughing? It's a very sensitive matter. Somebody took his girlfriend to a concert in the UK, bought tickets, paid for the event, and then they got there. This girl, Bachaloko, I went to go and dance and rub body with a singer. And the young man was seen dejected. Biko, what do you think about the matter?
Why should he be dejected? You should be happy that you paid for tickets, you got value for the money, that your partner is having fun. What is this problem with people being insecure or having low confidence? Yeah, because for me, Omah and other performers, they're entertainers. They're there to give you a show. And he did give a show. If not, all the blogs won't be carrying the story, right?
Oh, wow.
Yes,
okay.
And
now I see good.
So it's a show, you understand? And he pinpointed on the girl, and then she decided to join. It's just everybody's just having fun. It's not personal.
It's personal.
They have nothing to
Auntie.
No, wait.
It's a personal.
That raunchy, grinding and whining.
But they covered
on
it.
behalf
I watched
of
it. They covered it.
Auntie, that was covered.
Yeah,
it was a shadow.
It's because it's a show. It's supposed to be a show.
Okay. Oh, wow.
It's supposed to be a show. It's entertainment. It shouldn't be personal.
And we
understand.
Okay,
the guy should even applaud him.
Applaud waiting.
His woman for
for the guy on behalf of the boyfriend, I'm grateful to God. You have seen the true color. The breeze are blow and the foul yards are show. I've seen the true color of what he might end up with, or maybe he was planning a future.
So he dodged the bullet.
That's one. Now Amaka said it that Omah wanted to give a show.
Omah, yes.
And he gave a show so the blogs would take him and destroyed a person's life. This one, yes. Is that yes. Idipo is a personal thing. The angles I'm coming from.
Oh yeah.
I personally came
Go
here
ahead.
for this.
Go ahead.
Now, this guy paid tickets not to come and destroy his life, but to come and enjoy a show
With
an
his
artist he liked. Omah, if you wanted to do this, could have gotten a professional dancer who's prepared for the entire all, not for this drama. Over 10,000 Nigerians commenting online on Twitter. And this girl, she might sit this morning and think, who pushed me? Because she didn't see this coming. He offered a lady to dance. We usually see ladies who come and farms celebrate. In the Burna Boy zone, they were selling bra.
They were throwing it at him.
You know, girls will come and it will be an open session. But you planned your show and did not get a dancer. And you chose a young lady. He did not get dancer. He cannot afford dancer. He now brought a poor innocent girl who was attending this concert with her boyfriend and spoiled their relationship. Because the video did not finish from just the dance. The video finished for me on a particular blog on how the couple left the venue.
Okay.
So, Omah, this is a low for me. Number two is that poor guy, even at the concert, people were now taking the camera to him and seeing how he felt. What is Omah's management team thinking about this now? The girl and her friends after the session, they were telling her what she did. She thought a curtain had dropped.
Yes, it did.
She didn't know. They now zoom light and brought a projector in and brought a shadow performance of herself. All the other thing in our eyes. He said our eyes like this. You know, all that she did. Because some people have double personality. Maybe this was her private personality. She brought it to open. I know she did something. I would particularly... let me just say that I hate what she did. I would not even jump outside and dance, talk less or dance with a celebrity at his performance. But you know, she did that. Yet you are the one who profited on it. You
That's the singer now, Omah.
Yes, she should even get a lawyer. This is actionable. Yes.
She.
No. Okay. Yes, because no. She didn't plan for what is happening to her after. So, and she's not a professional who is ready for what comes with it. She went at a performance, she went to dance. What she consented for, she got much more than that. He put it as a show. It was a raunchy session. And her friends were saying to her, did you see what she did? She was like, at the session, at the end of it, at the end of the concert. I said, too late.
Oh, so she didn't know the consequences of what?
So she might not have even had the chance to grade an entire, to review the entire action and see where she is now.
All right, please.
So I'm really upset.
Barrister, calm down this morning.
Okay. This is Nima.
Let's hear Miriam.
So as much as I am not the sort of person too that would jump on stage and, grind on an entertainer, I do not agree that this was the person who was clueless or who was innocent of what you have. This picture of the Virgin Mary you just created. No, I didn't say that. I'm just being funny. I'm just
right.
Okay.
She wasn't clueless, but she didn't see the entire repercussion. Omah on his part knew what he wanted.
Okay.
To put a show.
Okay.
So you don't put an innocent person who doesn't know. It is in contracts. They know.
You have said it.
You'll get it.
Yeah, no.
You did something wrong.
Let's
okay, yeah, not even. Let me take that away. So this picture of the innocent that did not know the consequences. See, Nima, you and I, we've known each other for long. I know Nima has never entered places like this, so she does not know the sort of things that happen
there.
This person, maybe if you have not seen this video, usually they take this video and they are proud of themselves. They don't care if that relationship breaks because is he or Malay? Be angry. People do this all the time. I remember in university then, Two-Face came. There's this girl that just from nowhere in the crowd, she jumped on him and did things. All of us were shocked because this is the quietest girl that we know. Like, this is somebody that minds her business. But when she saw him, she did not send anybody's father.
So
she jumped on him and did all that they do. So entertainers, they do this for the show. But they do it with your consent. So they will invite you. Nobody put a gun to her head. Nobody tied her and dragged her to that place. And then when they got to behind the curtains, she did what she thought she did exactly what she wanted to do.
Thank you.
It's even worse now that you're saying to me that she did not realize it was being filmed. Because I'm like, so that means you're even a double person. If that you went there knowing that it was shown, but this is who I am, I'm giving a performance, I'm enjoying Omah, then men, I just want to let you know that many people that do this, they do this with their full consent and their full chest.
Yeah.
There's nothing, whatever. Now, I have a problem with people who go to clubs, go to places like this and expect people to behave as if they're in church.
No.
Good.
What's the difference?
So don't find yourself there.
yourself.
Good. A person that does not like something like that would not go there.
Yeah.
The person, there are so many things happening in churches and all sorts of conferences happening. If this happened at a conference, then we'll be calling the different people. Like, what is happening here? This is not the sort of place. But usually, this is what happens in places like this. That's why you have some parents who say, don't do this sort of things. Because this is what happens at places that way. So this is not an innocent girl that was deceived.
Yeah.
Not at all.
So let me
now, can I do the last part of it, which is the boys' part?
Okay.
So for him, he's not the sort of person that feels comfortable. Some people may say is insecurities. No, I just think that people are different. There are some men that would have found that like the most exciting experience ever.
Yeah.
They would take it and take it back home. Some people love it. There's some people I've seen, female entertainers that would call on people's partners and they would, do all sorts of things. You would see the lady clapping and vice versa. But there are also some people that cannot take it. I don't know if people remember the recent one with Usher and Kiki Palmer.
Yeah.
Her partner couldn't take it. He just could. Yes, there are some people that can't take it. He could not believe. He called her out. He said, what you were wearing, that you're a mother and you have someone at home to do this sort of thing. And eventually it led to their separation. Wow. So you know the sort of person you like. You know the sort of thing you like. They are just different people and different expectations and different ones. That's it.
Yeah, so I like the way you ladies have broken it down. Let's chill a bit. Nima, drink your water and your hot tea so that when we come back, you will give Miriam back to back. We'll continue this.
Why me? Why not
Amaka?
Stay with us.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas. It shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked, and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome pioneer Positive Force member, dancing queen of the 80s, non-conformist, Afrobeat historian in her right, and long-standing member of the multiple award-winning all-female show YourView, Omah Yeni Anikulapo Kuti, aka YK Power! Ginger!
Take it.
Today we'll go here.
Hey, I didn't read you.
Are you sure?
I'm not here to answer questions, I'm here to drink.
We're in trouble today.
Wait till your age.
I was close now.
I
said 1975.
He said 73. He said 75. Fellas wasn't even born till 75.
So will I drink half?
You go drink. Take. Make I help you. Russian.
No be half.
Which half? You will make me drink. I'll give you a hint.
Lights in no. Nepa Road. Nepa Road in Abeokuta.
First of all, my brain cannot memorize everything.
A big black bug.
A big black dog.
Bug. A big black bug.
Oh, sorry. A big.
It all starts.
Thanks for staying with us. Yes, we're still on this conversation. Some people are taking a chill pill for a bit, but we're going to be taking a call. Doris from River State. Good morning, Doris. Oh, sorry, we lost that. Okay, so I heard you ladies loud and clear, and I understand the different perspectives and how you see it. And I used to be an entertainer, right? And we go for some of these concerts and performances, and you see girls who probably have been crushing on this artist for a very long time. And when they go to those concerts, it's an opportunity to even get your crush to recognize you, to even see you at all, and they will do anything just for the fun of it, right? So my question is, do you think the boyfriend understood this lady in the first place? Because if you've been going for concerts regularly and you see that she's all over, will you be shocked when it now finally happened? Or do you think there are still some parts of their relationship that is not open to people, and that was just a peek into what could possibly happen and, going forward?
Okay, so I think we need to consider two factors. We need to take into consideration two factors that happened in this incident. One, that the girl was starstruck. And usually when people are starstruck, they do crazy stuff. They don't even realize that they're doing that. And then secondly, when you're at a concert, you drink. So it's the guy's responsibility to monitor the amount of alcohol the girl has, her boyfriend, right, to monitor the amount of alcohol she's put into her system. Because when you take alcohol and you're at a party or a club, you're not in control of what you're doing. Everything you do is like you're blown out of proportion because you want to overdo over that.
You're under an influence.
You're under an influence, right? So I think that should be taken into consideration. And then for the boyfriend, what I didn't like about the whole scenario was that I expected his protective instinct as a man to come out when that happened in terms of
so what would you
protecting
have
her.
done if you were the man?
Then I should have stayed with her, not broken up with her and allowed her, and then walked and left the event place without her. You brought a lady, you need to be gentlemanly, especially at night.
I like that.
Especially when alcohol is involved. And then especially when people are booing.
That shows the kind of man
telling
you
her,
are.
yes, or telling her so many things like, oh, you did this, you did that. It was, he had the opportunity then to protect her. Then there'll be time to, when you get home, to communicate or the next day and say, baby, I'm not happy about this. You should have done this better and better. So I think that the onus was on him.
Oh,
to do a better job as a man.
He may be Goku. Let's take this call before we come back. Chooks from Surulere. Good morning, Chooks. Good morning.
Actually, the lady didn't really do well, but it's one of those things. The relationship, you should expect it. So the guy should be man enough to take it the way it is. You know what I'm saying? And that's also make most men to be cautious the way they spend for girlfriend. You know, you lavish money on girlfriend, and then the lady goes and see a bigger boy, so big. And the guy is a celebrity. So the guy should take it in good faith. Anything can happen in a relationship. So it's not a new thing. I've been to a place whereby we were in an eatery somewhere. I will ask somebody just made a hi to someone, and the lady left. It's a fiancé. So a celebrity is always a celebrity. So the guy should just take it in good faith. And next time, you know how he spends so much on ladies. Thank you.
Thank you. But let's call for the video, right? So that people, yes, we can. Yes, we can. The producers gave me a go ahead. So let's have the video so that when people watch it, when they call in, they have other perspectives to share with us. The video, please.
What's your name? Make some noise for her one time.
So, with my class, I really didn't see anything out of the ordinary here. I was expecting to wait now. I was expecting to see more TV coming down. I was expecting to see more grinding, but I could see spaces in between them, and it was for me just a performance. Now, before I come to Miriam, there's also another aspect which we have there's also another aspect which we have not looked at. Which just came to my mind. Do you see her action a little bit disrespectful to her partner?
I sort of, alluded to it earlier when I said that, there are people like different things and people are different. So another man, so I've seen many situations like this. So I've seen situations where an entertainer takes a partner on and the man or the woman will say, calm down, it's enough, Oga, and then they turn it into something that, they laugh about, or you see one that will now join the partner, we'll do it all of us together, so there are different ways that he could have handled it. He's just that sort of person, maybe sensitive, this is not the sort of person he wants, this is not the sort of person, this is not the sort of behavior he wants his partner to exhibit. We're just different. It's a club, remember? It's a club. It's what people would normally do there. Yeah. So you should come with that expectation. But if you're there and that is not something you like, you have the right to feel disrespected. And then for her, if she really likes him, and for her it was just a one chance, performance thing, just happy to be there, this is something that they can also discuss and move away from. Personally, I don't think it's such a big deal. You see the Usher Kiki Palmer one that I talked about, when her partner called her out, a lot of people said, this lady left your house, she will come back home. Have a conversation with her at home. What is this new thing about making everything so public?
Social media.
You behave in a way I'm not proud of. Let's go home and we'll talk about it. Yeah. So for me, it may come across as disrespectful because he didn't like it. But given the circumstances, now let me give one last example. Remember there was a lady on her wedding day and a gospel singer came.
Yes.
And she fell down to her knees.
Yes.
And many people also found that, the conversations were half and half. There's some people that thought she was just moved by the anointing upon this singer's head. And then there's some people that this is your wedding day. The love of your life is right there and you are kneeling before another man. So it depends on who you are and what you find acceptable or unacceptable.
All right, let's take this call before I come to Nima. We have Williams. Good morning, Williams.
Good morning, and how are you people doing?
I'm doing amazing.
Very good conversation. And this has a lot to do with the generation we have right now, about relationship and how they handle it. Because this scenario is showing and telling people a lot to do with protecting your partner, protecting what you love, and going after what you love. Now, we should not take away that celebrities, they have this kind of aura people will always want to jump into when they see them. They have this kind of power influence for people to come around them. But this guy went to such a place with the girlfriend or the spouse or whomever, and this thing happened. What did he do at the back end? That's the question. And looking at what happened, it was not a premeditated act for the girl, rather the team of the handlers of that very show. They have already scripted that before coming to show, and they were looking for someone to do that with. And there is no how you expect that kind of a celebrity to go against the privacy of whomever he's calling up for such. He cannot remove his shirt there. He cannot do any other extra, because the girl can sue him for violating her own rights, even for the fact that she came up to the stage. Then I was looking at the back, and the guy protecting the interest of whom he says he loves by what one of your panel have just talked about. Girl, why did you do that? You want extra mile. An apology will ensue. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't do it for any cause to hurt you.
Thank you, William. Nima.
So now we're assuming, because Maka alluded to how the guy should have, protected the girl. Miriam also talked about how the guy should have handled it. All of us are assuming the guy is mature, secure, his emotions and mental health is on point, and he probably even went there to distress. Maybe he's even dealing with something mentally. But he went there. He came there and was disrespected by an artist. So people don't understand that artists also owe their fan some level of respect. Yes, in the way you comport yourself, in the way you interact with them. When you snub them, you treat them, or you disrespect them, take their girlfriend and do part of your stage. So a performer has a routine, pre-planned, premeditated. Your target audience, your profit, your concert, your number of seats, it's all studied, prepared. A girl who is farming you and the level she will go, is one of the most stupid places to be, because you can't calculate your entirety. This girl did something I am completely against. I did come back to the girl because she didn't have self-respect as far as I'm concerned. But she went to that performance. At the point where you will drop cutting, because I saw, TVC, of course, we have a standard with the NBC, can't show the real video. So a lot of things were covered.
Okay.
People who've seen this video online know why I'm this upset. For Omah, you've just used someone for your profit.
Wow.
Whether she's farming you, it's like a young girl who's in love with somebody over 18 and she's under 18, she's underage, and you say, okay, she was the one pressing on me. That's the same responsibility.
So let me pause you a bit and take this call. Adebayo, we've lost one already, don't forget it. Adebayo, are you here? Good morning.
Yes, I'm there. Good morning.
Let's have your thoughts, please.
Everyone in the studio.
Good morning.
Good morning to my dear sister, Salima. Assalamu alaikum. Good to see you. Quickly, my own constitution is that in such an environment, what happened is bound to happen. It's bound to happen because it's more or less like a club. Anything of such happens. So I expect the two lovers to know that in such an environment, things like that can happen. But for me, the guy ordinarily should have taken it lightly. He shouldn't take it personal. It's just entertainment.
Yes.
For me, it's not an entertainment. For me, I'll be really happy. I'll be very happy that happens to all girls.
Yeah.
Because we even make my girls to be trained in, myself to be trained in. For me, I don't say it's wrong. They cannot, the television, the musician cannot keep my girl on that stage. The television cannot keep my girl, cannot do anything of such with my girl. It's just to have fun, entertain, dance, and all that. So for me, there's nothing really wrong about what happened.
Okay, thank you, Ade.
I still see this girl as someone vulnerable, somebody carried over by the emotions of a star, not in the mind of somebody mature enough to know the risk she's taking, the risk of over-farming and allowing this happen.
So who's responsible?
Omah, as the artist, is responsible to draw the line. So he's not the first person to dance with a fan. He's not the first person. She came to that performance. I don't watch. You already said I don't watch Ocean. So at the year now, but maybe I'll go and sit on YouTube and try to see. But even then, if any such victim were to take her chances in court, I can see her winning. I can see that slim chance, even in the UK.
She's not a victim.
She's not a victim. She didn't consent to the entire or. That's my point. You're allowed to.
I don't think anybody consents to the entire.
Now let's talk about the disrespect to self and to the partner.
Okay.
When you go out to someone, even if the person is just cutting you, there's a level of respect you must show that person in the midst of others. When you decide to step out and flirt, not even go out and do all this nonsense that she went out, finished and do. It's a disrespect. I remember back in law school several years ago, I was addressing a married classmate who would always ask the guys, get me a drink, without saying, take some money, can you on your way back, get me a drink? Because we had to trek back to a particular place to bring the boys. We're married women. I went to law school married as well. You must comport yourself respectably. You cannot be seen that my husband did not give me enough money now. I'm now begging
boys to buy you drinks.
There are ways you must carry. Imagine that simple
thing. But this one is not married though.
This one is not married. But there's also courtesy she must show the partner. Now, she don't cook, as far as I'm concerned, she don't already give up. Maybe this partner is not worth it. Yes, she don't already give up that this one. This one, one chance of lifetime. Yes, so let's just move on. So, you know, she took her chances.
Okay, so I beg to differ. When you said Omah and his team, they're supposed to apologize that it was planned or whatever. You know why? Because like we go for comedy shows. How many comedians apologize to people? They yab everybody. It's part of the performance.
Yeah. Nobody assessed this in court.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's part of the performance. If you go to a comedy show and you're seated there, you should expect that they can, you know,
point you out,
and then start. It's just you. Yes, so you should, and you're there to have a good laugh. Why not have a good laugh? What is the point?
After a comedy, you're screaming.
How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? Does that even make sense? So laugh at yourself. Yeah. Just like when you go for a concert. You're there to dance, have fun, be expressive.
Have a good time.
Have a good time. Yeah. It's just a performance.
So let me take this call from Yinka. Yinka from Ikeja. Good morning, Yinka.
Good morning.
Hope you're enjoying the conversation.
I do.
Okay, what are your thoughts?
What actually set in that scenario is this. There is a lack of trust in their relationship.
Lack of trust?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I'm dating somebody, I should be able to trust your sense of judgment in the first place. Now, in that kind of scenario, the club, fine. Anything can happen. If you know you cannot tolerate such, you shouldn't have been seen in that scenario. Now, even if they're going to be there, you're not going to be on the front row. Any lady can be called on the front row. You know what it takes for a star to call on a lady in a show like that. Averagely, 99.9% of a lady on that show will have accepted that call. And it's a show. You guys should be mature enough to handle the situation very right. So if you know you cannot handle that situation very right,
don't find yourself
and you cannot tolerate such, you shouldn't have been there in the first place. Not to talk of being in the front row. I think the guys should be mature enough.
Yeah.
Thank
you so much. Thank you. I like that perspective. If you're not mature enough to take it, then don't be in that space. So I also think that there are different behaviors appropriate to different situations, right? You don't expect to be acting holy in a club. You don't expect to act like a club girl in a church. You know, every situation, every environment has their code of conduct. Hold on now.
Hold on. Because you said you don't expect. Wait, novice. Because I need to understand certain things.
Okay.
Because we're in a club doesn't mean you don't expect to comport yourself respectively.
No. Comporting yourself respectively is subjective.
It's subjective, yes.
It's not one size fits all, right? So the girl in her head, let's just play it back. The girl in her head may think, I didn't follow him home. I didn't collect his card. I just crushed on him, danced, and went back. I didn't do anything wrong.
Yes.
I am decent enough.
In fact,
do you understand? Hold on, please. Yes, some other persons will say, the mere fact that I stood up is a crime. It's subjective. There's no one, because of the environment where they have found themselves. Those behaviors are expected and accepted in those settings. But let me come to you, Miriam.
Yes, I was going to
I wanted to add something else.
Also, this is a man. The man that we're saying was disrespected. He went to a place where even if it was not his girl, another girl would have been carried, taken up, and to do that. Would he have gotten out and say, this is such a disrespectful behavior in this place? We should not be here. He would have enjoyed it.
Yes.
You know, so this is someone that enjoys things like that. That is why he was there. Is it all of the UK that went to that concert? There are people that sat in their homes, apart from those that could not afford, but there are people that is not their thing.
Yeah.
But people that go to clubs, like, these are the things that happen there. Too many times. I don't know, have you seen videos of Janet Jackson when she calls men out to join her on stage? It is the raunchiest, sometimes nastiest thing. Even for me as a girl, sometimes I'm like, you will see the partners hailing, excited. So that respect or disrespect or self-respect that we're talking about, you're right, it is subjective.
It is.
If there's a disrespect that also comes from a place where you go to a place and there's a behavior and you decide to behave, in your mind you're thinking you're being respectful, but you're disrespecting that space. I've seen people who go for parties and then, then when we're young and then you carry a book and you're reading. Who are you deceiving?
Exactly.
Do you understand? Do not be there if that is not your thing, if it does not align with what you think. Now, when you say that man would have felt disrespected because of she got up and she went there, it is possible that he could have felt that.
Miriam, let me pause you a bit. This caller is holding. We have Uche from Ikeja. I'll come back to you, Miriam.
Okay.
Good morning, Uche.
Hello, good morning, ma'am.
How you doing today?
I have been following good morning, ma'am. How are you doing? I have been following your show since quite a while now.
Oh, wow.
And following what happened between Omah and the lady, I would say my perspective is with the Alaga. Like, what the lady did is very, very disrespectful to a man.
Okay.
Yeah, although on a normal scale, we would have said everybody is liable to have accepted that offer. But at the same time, he has the possibility of rejecting that offer. If not, he are just there to get a phone. He can as well be there to likely reject. You know, there was this panel among you guys that was saying she finds nothing wrong with what the lady has done. What about if, okay, let me say, what about if I am to be her husband and Beyonce, as it were, has invited me to come on stage and dance with her? How would she feel? Most people have been, most people have been saying what the lady did is wrong. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's a total failure, as it were. It's disrespectful to a man. It's very, very disrespectful.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for that. So,
okay, so, I was saying something about, where you are and I don't want, yes, this club thing may be a Western idea that has been brought on to us and we have, taken it. But then I cast my mind back as a child. One time we were invited for a party, a Yoruba party. And, the women wore their bubas almost off their shoulder. They were dancing. The men were dancing with them. My mom was traumatized. Because these are married women dancing like this with the men. Yeah. But I'm sure they are looking at her like, what do you expect? We're at an Owambe, we dance, and this is how we dance. So I want us to give people grace that they are not just mad people, that this is their life, and this is how they live their life. And the disrespect that I see here is perceived. In this man's case, and he needs to learn more about.
The man has nothing to change.
No, he has a lot to learn. He has a lot to learn. He has a lot to learn. Let me finish. He has a lot to learn. First, who he is and the sort of things that he likes, and then he stays there.
He needs to check himself again.
Exactly. He should be sure what he wants.
The kind of woman.
Do not put your leg in something that is not what you're.
I remember that we've attended the shrine several times where performances are done.
Yeah.
Professional dancers dance in the most sexually provocative way.
Yeah.
African dance is a lot of waist whining and all of that. And people come to those performances. You come to enjoy. It's allowed for your limit to be to enjoy.
Yeah.
I don't understand how your limit to enjoy is a consent to certain that you must now be made to, join in the dancing.
Nobody made anybody here.
Music is consumed. It does not mean that you can sing. She can, the guy could have gone for a concert with his girlfriend to have a good time by just enjoying it, expecting the performers to put on a show, not to take from him to do the show.
They did not take.
No, they took his girlfriend.
No.
At the same time, the invitation.
I'm coming back to you, Nima. Hang on, please. We have a caller.
Oh, that you are confusing.
Ismail from.
Nobody's going. Yeah, very strong on this part.
Good morning, Ismail.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
I just want to make a little contribution.
Okay.
For me, I think the lady is very, very disrespectful.
Okay.
So I have pressure on that because it's not just normal for you to go to a gathering like that with your guy, then you jump on another man just because you want to cash course. Okay. In abroad, people go to club with their wife. They go to club with their girlfriend. Okay? Does that mean that the environment has not given permission for you to jump on another man? No. If she has gone there as a single, it's a different ballgame.
Thank you. She's single as far as I'm concerned, though. She's not married.
No, she's not married.
There's no reason her single.
A guy which is standing for you as a boyfriend has taken you to that place. Forget whether he's married or not married in the first instance. You went there with a guy who happens to be your boyfriend and who is responsible financially for your being here.
Have you heard of that song that no be who you carry come, you go carry go?
Let me tell you the truth. It's correct. You understand? He's very correct. He can come to a performance, even if he was her friend. You understand? If you go out with friends, just as Miriam said, you either comport yourself with the circle you came with, or the circle you're sitting with. The girl went out of line. As long as it affected that man, whether you call her insecure or not, she owes him an apology for how her actions has reflected on him. That one on one side. Omah as a show, if this girl has a family, because if she was from my family, number one, she will crawl home because I will still sit on her head.
She won't even go.
Number two, no, she will come home. I will come home because I will be giving you love, carrot and stick, but I will still do my own. You come home, you get your lashing, then we will prepare. Even if we will go and lose it in court, maybe the judge is not seeing us from our angle, we will try and be in court in the first place. Why would you do a show without planning your show on somebody's head?
They planned the show.
They are paid dancers, too many in the UK for you to come. Then what's those 3 girls' name that could have given you a show like this?
Did they say that there were no dancers?
To connect with his fans.
Why do you say that there were no dancers?
Where did she sign the when she bought her ticket? What terms and condition was hidden under the ticket that says she's consented to climb on stage and do this? That can come back, reflect badly on family.
Nima.
Reflect reflect badly on who she came with. Reflect badly on her and might be so long term. Depending on the values she comes from.
Okay.
I don't understand. I bet
when they showed that thing, maybe I'm not seeing clearly. Since you said you saw a particular video of it, what did she stop? Did she push him? What did she do?
She was just dancing. She was dancing.
That's your consent right there now.
That is not your consent.
That's your consent.
I want to dance with you.
Did she say no?
I don't want it to become public global.
No, now you
went to an international.
She might not consent global.
No.
We have a dancer in house who might not even consent to something.
I disagree with you. Amaka, let's hear you.
She was asked, and immediately she stepped on that stage. She consented.
Yeah.
And she consented to whatever was going to happen.
Yes.
And she also had the right to leave that stage at any time.
Yes, she wasn't tied there.
She wasn't tied there.
She not be true.
So if she wasn't comfortable, when she consented to something, at whatever point that she stopped being comfortable with what was going on, she should have walked away.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
That's the right thing. That's one hand. Thank you, Amaka, for that. But let's also talk about, hold on now. Let's also talk about patience. Where is the patience? Exactly. So a lot of us, our saving grace is that there was no social media at the time we were growing up.
Exactly.
A lot of us did very funny things when we go for. No, listen now, calm down. Very funny things when you go to parties, where you let yourself loose. But then you have a boyfriend who now says, that's not, this is not the you I know now. When you carried away, this is not an acceptable behavior. Please don't do this again. And I was carried away, I'm sorry. And then you grow from there. So in that relationship, where was that patience?
So their relationship, and now they resolve this. It's none of my business.
You can't leave them now.
No, now that's immediate. That's That's also a reaction now. It might still be hot. If she follows it through something, they might resolve. No, but you understand. But you cannot tell her that she can get on a raunchy dance with somebody and tell him that he cannot react. That's too unfair.
He has the right.
Yeah. So he can be hot. Whatever way he reacts to it can be whatever he sees from it. He's allowed that as well. But she can also follow it up because her friends were talking to her and she was rationalizing the entire thing and thinking in retrospect, she was doing her. I saw that video as well.
Could it also be that it was because people were now complaining about her action that made the man react that way?
Now she was
it's
not
very possible that he didn't see. No, wait. So he was smiling initially when that babe was dancing. It's possible he didn't see it from that lens till people around us started. Why will?
Guys in the he's shocked that she because the way she was. The guys that were making the videos that put it online, they were saying he's shocked, and then a member of the this band, the Omah's team, were standing and then they looked towards him. There's a video of that as well, and the guy was like,
"Okay, so let me take this call, then we'll cool down, and when we come back, Niba will continue." Have Bright from Ogo. Good morning, Bright.
Good morning, everyone. Is this Bright from Ogo?
Ogo, yes. Okay.
Yeah. Now, let me quickly say these things. There are things that reveal who we are. Events and environment reveal who we are. So when we get into environment or when we go to an event, it does reveal who we are. We can't hide it. We can hide who we are from our partners. But to a point, environment and event will reveal the person in us. Now, what happened to that young lady was this. There's nothing bad for the man taking her on outing to go just catch fun. but she went beyond expectation. That was what she did. And one of the things that happened to that young man was this. That event revealed who the girl is. Yeah, there's a place called integrity.
Wow.
You cannot be carried away by an event or an environment and you forget who you are.
What if that is who she is? Because this who you are. When we just stay there for a minute. When we say who we are, we always want to go to one side. It has to be a certain way. What if that is who she is and the man is aware that that is who she is?
Now if that is who she is and the man is aware, now why you react to what you know already?
You may be trying to change her.
No, you can't change that. You can't change her yet. You keep taking her there. If you want to change her, you need to take her away from that event.
Okay, thank you. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we continue the conversation and take more calls and messages. Stay with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the one who can make time stand still forever, Mr. Kelechi Amadi. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, my brother.
You love that intro, Abi?
Yeah. It was great.
Okay,
Thank you.
We try like that.
Thank you.
Now my question, which I feel is a cheap question.
Oh, go ahead.
What does ISO stand for?
That is it. I think I'll drink.
No, you're joking.
I'm not joking.
Kelechi Amadi. No. Shay, you didn't whine me. You're whining me now.
I think I'll drink.
Huh?
No problem.
Okay.
I've always known this as ISO. I never bothered to know what it means. I know what it means, but I never bothered to know what the acronym is. Tell me the brand of camera that I use, so much so that I even became an ambassador. That's very easy. It's out there.
It's supposed to be, yeah.
I just said, let me give you this one as a token of my appreciation.
Sony.
Drink!
No, I'm not done. You did not say final answer.
It's final answer.
You did not ask me if that was my final answer.
You don't have any choice again. It's only
Nikon.
How many cameras do they have? My
Nikon.
friend to drink. I gave you a very easy something.
Nikon now.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome pioneer Positive Force member, dancing queen of the 80s, non-conformist, Afrobeat.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still having this conversation.
For me, the part of the conversation I would like to have now is like, what are the takeaways or what are the lessons to learn, especially from the response that we're getting from people. You know, it's almost half and half. Some people think nothing wrong happened, and some people think, you know, disrespect happened. And I see this couple, they're a young couple, and you know, one thing with being young is that you're learning adulting as you're growing up. So he has learned something today. You know, after this, is that he should have learned who he is. He would have learned the sort of things that he likes. He was not sure before. So you know how we always have conversations on how people choose their partners and things like that. It's life experiences that helps determine towards the end, when you finally choose somebody, why you chose that person. So he's seen that I'm not the sort of person that likes someone like that. You know, I know someone who said that, you know, he knew somebody and they were okay, they were church people. All of a sudden, she became a club person. And it just wasn't his sort of person. Meanwhile, there are some people who have said, I know this girl, you know, she's just so boring. She doesn't go to clubs. She doesn't do her whatever. So, you know, also, this is the second part where Nigerians also need to understand that people have these different lives.
Yeah.
You know, the things that Nima think is sacred and holy and respectful, some people don't think is this, you know, the same. And it does not also make them bad people. You know, it does not make Nima a bad person, does not make that other person a bad person. It's just that they have different
values are different.
Values, you know. And then finally, I don't think Omah did anything wrong. I believe he was doing what entertainers do. And at any point during that whole thing, she could have stopped and she could have come out of that thing. So I don't think he did anything wrong.
She's vulnerable. She couldn't have.
Yeah. No. So let's also explore, you know, these values that you mentioned. Does this take away from this girl being a good person? No. Because I grew up in an area where sometimes you hear men compare and say, this one is very virtuous and everything, but she's not well behaved. I'd rather settle with this one who her values are not that there like that in terms of things like this, but she'll give me peace. And you know, there's always this comparison of I'd rather have someone who gives me peace, who is well behaved, who will respect me, you know, and also be a certain way than just have that very pious and virtuous looking person who would give me a hell of a bad time right in the home. So I want to put it down now, and that's also going back to the compassion we should have for certain people, especially people who are still learning some things in their life. There are some things we had to do which we learned over time was not good for the kind of person we wanted to become. Yeah. But at the time we're doing it, we were not there yet. Do we now cancel this person out because she did something, you know, that negated where she was going to at the time that she did it? Or do we, you know, help her understand that, okay, this is not appropriate behavior for somebody like this who wants to be respected in this form and manner? Amaka, help me here.
Okay, so my dad has this saying, his favorite quote, I think. He always says, man, know thyself. Since I was a child, my father, that it always rings in my head. Man, know thyself. What does this mean? It means that I might want something at a certain phase in my life, and it might be different from what you or my partner or the next person wants for me, right? So it's about what I want for myself. People are at different phases and stages of their lives. The girl might be at a phase where she just wants to have fun, enjoy herself. Maybe people even take a year off school with no care, just to travel and just find themselves and enjoy themselves. So you as a man, I like she said, I expect the man right now to understand who he is, what his values are, what he likes, what he doesn't like, and then find that same value in a partner, right? And then if now he has established the fact that, oh, this is not the kind of girl I want to be with, then it's time for him to like have the conversation and then go be with the girl, and hopefully the other girl that he feels is a certain way doesn't get to a phase in her life where she now feels like, oh, I think I want to try stuff out, finding myself, because you know we keep evolving and we keep changing, and it's important to have emotional intelligence and maturity when you're in a relationship in realizing that people keep growing, people keep evolving, people keep trying to want new stuff. And if you love somebody, you should love them in all entirety and try to grow and understand them at different phases and stages of their life. That's it.
Love somebody, love them in all entirety.
Yeah, but like I'm not
a young person. People grow, people change, people do things. But you know, people grow, some people at some expense. At the expense of their present relationship, some people at the expense of the relationship with their kids. Whatever life brings, there's sometimes consequences that denies us other pleasures and other relationships. So whatever happens with life is part of life. I agree with that. But whether she's a good girl, this girl might be a very good girl from a very good home. You know, a vulnerable girl farms in too much at an event. I insist.
Did you have to add that?
I insist. When somebody is in authority, there's a way I see the sex for max, you know, principle. Where you are in a position, you owe a duty to some extent. Even if the girl was a consenting student asking for marks, she's still vulnerable. She's still in need of something. She's farms in. You have to want to say, it's okay, stay away. You know, you limit and you act responsibly. I see in Sister Malay us a lot more.
What if Omale is not there?
Omale is not the biggest giant in Africa.
Exactly. What if he's not even there emotionally to know the difference?
No,
but that's his style.
He went up with his style.
Show. That's the show.
Every each his own. So this girl, these are actions. She would probably sit today and think, maybe her mom or family members have called her on how this has been. I would love that. You know, they even allow her come home, and she should allow them their period of lashing. But everybody will heal from this, having heard every other person.
Who will lash her now?
You know, Mama now. If her mama don't like Aminko.
Now wow.
So whatever we do, I grew up from a very conservative home, and my actions were tailored to always represent my family properly. Even from as a child, I would not sit at any place, point, time that I cannot explain and hold my head high in front of my dad. God rest his soul. I cannot even imagine him. That my actions reflected wrongly as a child of him. So I can understand if she's from a good home, Bibi Ray, you know, and she's happened to just, you know, at one time at life, there was a clause Miriam used, at, you know, enjoying her life and this, and she would think, oh, I just enjoyed my life, but see how it's reflecting on my people. Imagine how dad was a pastor. Imagine her mother was a politician. And we go to elections and people start to use her as a distraction during campaign. We see these things happen. We see it happen. So there's a way
her parents may also not be any of those.
No, they might even be like, you know, people who would enjoy the show. So it's good for her. But if she's not, it would be good they allow her in and have a proper talk with her.
Let's take this call from Korede. Good morning. Oloide, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, ma'am.
You're live, yeah.
Yeah, my own view on this is that if the girl was at the event on her own, I don't think we are going to be here discussing this issue. And if what she did was okay, as Miriam was positing it that she was victim, I don't think if it's something that doesn't mean this, I don't think we are going to be here discussing the issue. We are discussing the issue because what she did with her partners is something that is disrespecting. One. Two, I want us to be imagining, we are talking about the respect for the woman, respect for the girls. I was thinking, if this girl was coming from Miriam's family as a sister, how do you feel? That's the question. Let's just ask our question that if it's from my family, if it's something that is okay, I don't think we are going to be discussing on the social media or whatever. Because of something was not okay. That's the reason why the thing was on viral.
As I went viral.
So let me answer because I think you called my name.
Thank you, Oloide.
Yes. So Oloide, see, there are a few things that I said. So sometimes, you know, in explaining yourself, you hope that people get you. I personally am not the sort of person, I'm sure I mentioned that, to get on stage and do that. But I am also not the sort of person that you find in some places, because I already know what could happen there. I'm the sort of person, if I get there and I was asked to come on stage, I would not have come on stage.
Yes, you would have.
Do you understand? Yeah. Especially given the show that was there.
I have been called on stage before at a concert. My mom and dad were actually at that concert with me. It was Aladdin, some game. And he called me on stage. I was in secondary school then, I think, or university, I can't even remember. And I got on stage. My parents were in the crowd with me, and we, he put the mic on us and we sang. If it was a raunchy performance, I may not even be in that club at all, or I may not, or even if I was there, I would not get on stage. I've been at concerts where I'm sitting beside my husband, and the entertainer has come in my face and he sang, and I didn't get up and jump on his lap. But I enjoyed the music, So what I'm saying is that there are people that will go to places like that and they jump on these people. It's not about them being bad people. This is how they enjoy. This is who they are.
Yeah.
And I've seen people like that, and I sit down with them. They are friends. They are intelligent. They are, everything.
Well-behaved.
But they do that because it's something that is done in the club. It does not define them. They move out from there and they leave. Personally, I am not that kind of person. There's so many things that happen even amongst us here that I do not do. Does not mean that my colleagues are devils, So that's what I want us to. That's what I would like us to, to take away in this conversation.
So if I was called up, Nima, look at me, eyeball today. If I was called up, I would go there, and I would dance.
You dance
exactly.
I would dance, yes. But that's why.
And look at that.
Dance.
That's my personality.
But the but now is, if my husband is there, I will look at him. If he says,
and then
I'll sit.
How would you
no,
dance?
listen, because it's my husband. Though.
No, apart from that, the point that they call you, you have held down your hands and go going.
Yes. But knowing who he is, he would allow me because he knows I will use my head. So there are some dances I will do there, and there are some dances I will not do there because I have respect for him. But he will allow me.
Yeah.
So go and have fun.
I mean, there's some.
He will do that, and that does not mean that I'm a bad person because I have a personality that I dance everywhere. We went for BRF's lunch. Music was playing. I started dancing. I called Miriam, my friend, to come and join me. This one embarrassed me.
I did not embarrass you.
She was like, no, I can never. But that's who I am. I was dancing at Fashola's book launch. I danced there. Nobody was dancing. I just heard good music and I was moving my body. But that's who I am, right? The only thing I see is that's one hand. Secondly, I also wanted to say that sometimes we take a lot of ownership for people's behavior, and we want to put it on other people,
whether they like it or not. So Nima must be responsible for how I behave. It's like I go out and I do something, and then people start calling Nima that she must be responsible for BC. She must. How can Nima not talk to BC? How can Nima not understanding that BC is her own person? This girl is her own person, right? You can chastise her and say, because of where we are going to. And that also brings me to the advice I would like us to give to young people. The world of the internet never forgets. And there were a lot of things I would have loved to do because of my personality that I'm not doing today, because I have somebody in my ear saying, in 5-10 years time, when you see this, will you like it? When your children ask you about this, can you defend it? What advice can we give to young people who their world right now is just about social media? We just want to trend, we just want to blow, we just want to do everything we can do. How do you tell them to begin packaging themselves for the future? Because it's not about today. Like you rightly said, this video can be played in a few years' time and she may just lose out on the job she's supposed to get because of this dance. So how do we tell people to, no matter how much fun you want to have, find a way to make it respectful to yourself and also to the people around you. I think that's where the conversation is basically.
The standard of public behavior, I'm aware of that. Even as a lawyer, Amaka would agree that maybe everything everybody they do, we can do. Because you are just minding your business and the LPDC is minding their own business, which is supposed to check you. So there's a standard of public behavior people must have, depending on the circumstances, class level, in society, how, they relate wherever they are from. You will see politicians' children of the president who, I saw Obama's daughter, there was a time, a video of her with her friend, and it became a topic because they're public people, So there are certain things that people do that they didn't plan, they didn't see, and it can affect their lives, which is why I wanted this girl to always, if I was talking to my own daughter, we would be always remember where you're from. know where you're from and how your life, your life journey is. You can't just be reckless in your decisions because you're farming somebody who's of course made his money and is enjoying his stardom.
And then if it's someone that is trying to one day be an entertainer herself, this is something that she's not saying that she's being reckless. And I want to also know the place of young people learning as they are growing. Is there no space for young people to make mistakes, make decisions? It does not. See, it's not even a matter of strict. It just was so judgmental to the point that we are refusing to allow people grow. This situation that has happened, many lessons have been learned. If it did not happen, maybe the lessons would not have been learned. People would hide who they are, never experience some things. Some things will be experienced, and you will call them out for their mistakes. Dare say any one of us here would, if they were to show us a video of while we were growing up, the reason why some of us say the things that we say today, dress the way that we dress today, or have the sort of people that we surround ourselves with today, is because we learned. And we learned surrounded by support. But to break people down and say, how dare you for the rest of your life, this is who you are, I don't get that. So you have reached young people will leave like young people.
Thank you for making this very important point of growing, the journey. Most of these young people now in the UK are there to school. They are not even fully mature. Admission comes quite early. You're still maybe still in your teenage years. Maybe at 16 you've gone to the UK, you finish your WAEC, you're doing some what's it called, that middle school period, Cambridge,
high life, high school,
something.
High school or college. College.
Yes, college, before you get into university. So a lot of things, and you're there, you're alone, maybe just with family. A lot of your growing are no longer. I lived and grew in a secluded, very secure family, grounded background. So a lot of things that my mates did, I would see. I will not judge. I'll be like, they can never, ever on light and catch me there. Because I know. I was always guided. My parents let me make my mistakes where they could correct and groom. But this guy is in a far place, maybe away from family, and this is how it has ended. Doesn't make her a bad person. Doesn't make the family a bad person. She's learned, she's growing, but some consequence will follow it.
I hope she has also learned. But let's take this call from Kilani. Good morning. Good morning, Kilani.
Good morning. God bless. I think we need to teach our young ones on how to behave. That's just my summary. That's just my summary. What is the plan for our children? Anywhere they are, they will at the family.
Can barely hear you. Hello? Oh, it's not, the line is not clear. Yes, so Amaka, let's...
Okay, so it takes me back to what I said earlier about man know thyself, right? So I think that for me, you know what, that there's this Igbo saying adage, but then I'm going to say it in English. Okay, I'll say it in Igbo. I say, when you're little, right? So in English, it means that who you're going to be. From childhood, you already know who you want to be, where you want to go. I grew up from a family where you project 10 years. People most times think I'm an overthinker, but I always project 5 years, 10 years, and we're like, that's in my family, right? So my check has never been, what will my family say? Because I have a family that loves me immensely, and no matter what I do, I know that they have my back. Because my family and my parents want me to fully express myself and to
lead. Decisions with them in consideration?
No, I'm coming. So that, no. I take into consideration who I want to be and my future. Like since I was a child, I've always said that I want a political position. I want to be this. I want to be that. And then when I think, even my friends always laugh at me, even from secondary school, university, I'll say, I'm not doing this not because I don't want to do it, but because
of where I'm going.
Because where I'm going to, I'm headed somewhere. So it's not about my family, because my family will be all right. They love me. I grew up from a liberal family where they want me to live. And express.
Let me pause you
myself.
because I'm coming back to you. Be ready. We have James from Port Harcourt. Good morning, James.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. You're live. Go ahead.
Okay, good morning. I think I'm enjoying your program this morning. And
Thank you.
It's an interesting topic.
Thank you.
I want to say something. So we are Africans, and there's no how you want to remove us from being Africans.
Africans.
I don't even know whether you people actually watch this video. Omah actually brought the girl on stage. Omah is an entertainer. But my concern is that if you go somewhere with somebody, maybe your husband, your boyfriend, you should be responsible and conscious enough to know that you are with somebody.
If you watch the video, it was the guy that was even giving of my lady, doing like it. It was the guy that was allowing herself to be entertained by my lady. So when you go somewhere, you should be conscious enough that somebody is with you. Your boyfriend came with you, and you should know that he might not allow or be happy with whatever you are doing. For that, for me, the girl should be that the girl is one that is not responsible. If I go somewhere with my wife, and my wife, is called up to come and dance, even it could be you that one of you guys said that he will dance. But even while dance, you should be conscious enough that you are with somebody. You are with somebody. So you can see that the girl actually misbehaves. And if you know, even in our entertainment industry, even in the movie industry, some people that are very fans today, sometimes when they watch their videos that they acted years back, they see that, hey, why did I do that? So the girl the girl lost it.
Thank you. Thank you. You know we are Africans on the days we want.
Yes, so I'll conclude by saying that train up a child in the way the child should grow, and the child will not depart from it, right? Yeah. But then this life is too short. In a split second, people just
go.
So please allow people live their lives, express every aspect of themselves, grow and learn. There's too much judgment on people, as a society places so much burden on people, and thank God that now mental health is a thing, especially in Africa. People should be allowed to live. My value system and how I view life must not be the same way, and I shouldn't put that burden on the next person. And that's it.
Yeah. And then there's something we kept hearing over and over. It's like she came with her boyfriend. Would it have made a difference if the boyfriend was at home? I would like to know that. Is it acceptable if she was there, but the boyfriend is at home and then she goes home to him? So that's some of the things where I feel we're not consistent in what it is that we're asking. Is it okay for me to go dancing when I'm alone, and then when he's there, I sit beside him and pretend this is not what I want to do? Know yourself. I think that's the main thing that we have said here. There's some things that are acceptable. I don't see that this girl committed a mortal sin. That's not what I see here. No, I see that this is a girl in my own I would stick by it. What I saw Omah do and what I saw what that girl did. That was a girl that gave consent. That was a girl that participated fully with her consent. If at any point in time she was uncomfortable and she put up her hand or she said no, then, we'll be having a different conversation. Let's not mix it so that we can give something a bad name. Another extreme case, I'm going to use this as an extreme case. There are some people who do like weddings and parties, and then they invite these dancers to their homes, to their space. And these dancers come in scantily clad, and they do all sorts of things. So first of all, I would be shocked if you're part of that group and you're saying, can you see how they were dancing on top of her? Can you see how they're dancing around? What were you doing with those sorts of people in the first place? When you find yourself there, it shows that you have a mindset of being in that sort of space. Then it makes no sense for you to say, why was that person doing the routine that was part of being in that space? So that's how I see it. All these people that give lap dances. And then saying, why did you go there in the first place?
Didn't you know that that's what they do there? That's one. Then also, I'm now beginning to realize that it's okay to have two personalities. Have an inside person and have an outside person, right? The person you project outside should be guarded, know the right things to do. But when you're in your closet, you should do everything. And I'm using this as a case, like all these people who crush on movie stars. We watch Korean movies and we see how our young girls, I have teenagers in the house. Oh my God, mommy, come and see. He's so cute. Mommy. So if tomorrow
you put a camera on her.
No, she even goes out and she sees one of the crushes. So what's the expected behavior outside?
Thank you. You just use the word behave.
Yeah.
That's why people have personality indoor. Amaka has she just said it, she would love to be a politician. In the future, she's looking at bigger things. But doesn't mean that when Amaka is in her closet, she cannot relax and be herself. In her privacy, she can be whoever she wants to be. But she will not bring enjoying in her privacy disgrace to anyone. I always think in living life, because this me, self it has so many detrimental, negative things that we don't see. Love yourself. This is all about you. You know, I think it's too much irresponsibility powers that you give to a person.
So love ourselves.
I'm telling you, I'm serious. At the point you're a young girl, you owe your name, pedigree. When you're married, you owe that to your husband. When you have kids, you need to be the role model. Life is not just, yes, you want to enjoy it, but that's the way I'm.
So are you saying now we should not live because
nobody
have
kill
children?
you they live. That's why you never die.
No, now
enjoying life must be done within reasonability. I'm
for
serious.
one person, which can be different for another.
It can be anything for everybody, and the consequence can also be different for everybody. But it depends on who you love. We're sitting here with an actress who talked about how she wanted to do things, and she took time to think how to reflect on her kids. That's being responsible. She took time, waited for her kids to be mature, and then she took her life when she thought they could understand. That's being responsible.
No. So what she's doing is wrong.
She's living.
So what she's doing
she
is
waited
wrong.
for her kids to be mature enough to understand.
Not everybody has.
She didn't jump.
Everybody can wait.
No.
It's a choice.
That's not being self-concerted.
So that's been paying attention to other people.
That's being selfless, reflecting and thinking of other people and how life. You didn't come to this world alone. You didn't just jump to the world yourself.
Wow.
No, there's a way we must see it, and young people are watching. This girl too must have heard a self-love talk. People will come self-love there, came there, you know.
What happens to your children supporting you to
be all that you can become?
I remember when, for my family, for instance, birthday parties were attended only by respectable families' invitations. Birthday parties, oh. So when I grew up and I wanted to do the first law school dinner, I said we had a dinner. My father, in my house, no child stays out after 7. Growing up till I was 21, we had to go for law dinner. Now dinner now. It was a nice event. I was shocked when I was speaking to my dad. I said, hey, your brother drive you and chaperone you to the event. And I have fun. Now, that was the first time I met BRF. It was just a few months to his election as first-time governor. That was how I met him. And I attended that event. It was still done. And I was saying to my auntie, we drove back home. She was like, you attended that event that is at my street. I went back home. Knock the gate at 4 a.m. We open it and you come in. Because what you have done is a formal event that they understand. There are things that you do. Putting in consideration your people all the time, where you're from, and they will also love you. You can't just say because you're loved and you live one reckless life and expect that. You would expect some demand and correction.
Yes, so
many assumptions that's a reckless life.
Yes, we are
I'm not saying what she did. I'm saying generally some behaviors will be just out of the way.
Yes, yeah, some behaviors are out of the way. Now, if she's aspiring to be a dancer herself, a professional dancer, or an entertainer,
or that day she chose to let. Let's not even go that far. Even on that day, she just decided I wanted to let my hair loose. Yeah, just too many.
Babe, lose your hair. Shake out.
Thank you so much, ladies.
Can we take messages?
We have conversation. It's time to go. The producers on me. Take two. If you have.
Let me see.
This one said it's okay if she was single, but she went there with a partner. That's what makes it disrespectful. The guys on Twitter.
Corey says, love yourself, live for yourself, and destroy yourself. Make sure they calm down.
He said for the boyfriend to have left, it means that he never expected what he witnessed. He couldn't have processed how to react. I disagree with the staff that he should have protected her.
All right.
No, she laid her bed, let her lie on it.
Chike Okolo says the celebrity isn't at fault here, nor the man. The lady is to be blamed, shows how loose she is. She disrespected the man entirely, making him a laughing stock. It's really sad as a man. I'm so heartbroken on behalf of the man. It's not a club, but a concert.
Somebody went to ask me. Adisade Kamau is asking me, say, trust Ajanima. She cannot understand the ladies catching phone and in cruise. Only the boyfriend and Alaja Nima.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. It's been an interesting conversation. That's all we can take on the show for today. Your View Pigeon continues tomorrow. Don't miss it. Bye-bye now.